Hello Pisces, and welcome to your weekly reading here at Three Keys Tarot. So we are going to do a 3-card reading to see what message or messages come out for you for the week. I hope your Monday has been treating you well so far. So we're going to pull 3 cards. The first card's going to just kind of show us where we're at perhaps at the start of the week. It could be some of last week, bleeding into this week. Either way, we're going to pull the cards and see what Spirit has to say here. General reading for Pisces to see what weekly messages are going to come out here and what is in store for Pisces for the week. What does Pisces need to hear the most right now? So we have the Ten of Moons, which is pretty much the same thing as Ten of Swords in this deck. So basically right now, everything just feels like it is hitting you from all different kinds of directions, Pisces. If you basically have a lot of dark thoughts, just feel like you're in complete, utter turmoil. Is what the Ten of Moons is talking about it and what it means here. So definitely a painful ending. You could have recently gone through a bad breakup, walked away from a bad toxic situation or a job, something like that. Definitely this was a sudden ending here to a relationship or a job. And it could be a betrayal, a very deep betrayal here, Pisces. It's cut very, very deep. This situation could be causing you to play the role of the victim also, right? Keeping you from accepting, okay, this is what happened. Time to fucking move on. Get past it, right? You've been wronged, but don't stay in that energy. Don't stay in that energy here of defeat with this. Remember, this is an ending. So with all endings, there's always a new beginning to embrace. If you let go and you don't resist the change here, you can embrace that new beginning here, Pisces. So even though this could have been some real fucked up shit, like some heavy, heavy betrayal, whatever this is that's happened to you here, it's time to definitely just kind of not let it overtake your whole life, right? Work gradually towards letting that go so you can welcome in a new beginning for yourself here, Pisces. So let's dig a little deeper here as to why we have the Ten of Moons present for this reading. The Ace of Staves. Okay. So this was definitely an eagerness, a curiosity, right? Perhaps on your end to try something new. Maybe it's something that you were very curious and you were wanting to take on the challenge of this, right? And therefore it's kind of put you in a bad position here. But, definitely pages are very curious. Very curious and have a very eager-like mind, right? Somebody full of creative ideas here and potential. And free-spirited. So the page is anxious to get moving, but doesn't have a solid foundation, to where to start here. So I feel as if this is talking because of the betrayal. It has kind of put you in a place where you are ready to kind of move forward here, kind of accept things for what they were. Remember how I said this could be something from last week bleeding into now. And you might have some great ideas, but you're not sure, like, how do I move on from this? How do I, get rid of all this negative and negativity that surrounds me here with this situation, and that has just put me in absolute turmoil. Because the Ten of Moons, completely surrounding you with that darkness, that heavy, heavy darkness. Just like the Ten of Swords does, where it feels like you got shit coming in at you, like all these swords, like stabbing you in multiple different directions, right? You're definitely wanting to move on from this pain and letting it go. And it may not be something very recent. This could be something, Pisces, that you've been holding on to for quite some time, and you're ready to let go, but just not sure how to do so, right? So let's see what the final outcome or advice would be here from Spirit on this. So I really feel like you're at that point, Pisces, where you do want to let go. Just not exactly sure which steps to take here in order to do so, but you're very eager, very curious as to how to let go and get rid of all this toxicity. I feel like it's like very toxic. A lot of misfortunate situations that you probably couldn't control. All right, and then we have a second page come out for your reading. This is beautiful. We've got the Page of Chalices here for the outcome. So yes, this was definitely a deep, deep, deep betrayal that cut very deep to you, Pisces, right? Someone very, very close to you. It could have been a family member, a friend, a relationship that you had. Totally cut you deep, really, really deep. And you're still surrounded, by a lot of the negativity from this, a lot of the darkness. You're ready to move on from this. I think, you're very eager to see what else could be out there. Very curious to kind of look outside of the box and kind of look at things and with the open mind, be more open, receptive, and accepting to something new that, like what could be out there. Like how a cat's curious. And then overall ending here with the Page of Chalices, right? So here we are having curiosity again, but with what could be out there as far as like love is concerned too, because it's romantic and charming. Definitely the page here, he's inspired by art, beautiful things, finer things in life, and emotions. So his presence here is to remind you to chase your passion. Definitely chase your passion here. You may find yourself not only filled with creativity, but be motivated to bring your ideas into reality, of like thinking of what else could be out there, what could be around the corner there for me. Very, very eager to see. And definitely this is like the flow of creativity and openness into intuitive ideas. And definitely a lot more comfortable with your spirituality. And it allows you to be inspired by like artistic endeavors. So very curious. Intuition, creativity, tenderness, like a lot of attention to detail. Listen to your intuition, definitely, Pisces, to express your emotions and to embrace and nurture your artistic side, right? It's a card of new opportunities, and possibly here what I'm seeing is new opportunities. It's for new romance. Because if you keep your mind open to let something new come in, All right, because you're ready. You're ready to cut this. You're ready to get rid of this Ten of Moons altogether. And it's leaving you very curious of, what else could be out there for you in the way of like love in relationships for you, Pisces. Don't be afraid to see what could actually be out there for you. It's a very, very beautiful pairing right here. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel also. That way you'll be able to be updated whenever I post new videos. Well, thank you again, Pisces.